Welcome back to yet another OVR weekly shooting drill. This week we're moving up to an intermediate drill or green level. This is called a VTAC or a throttle control vertical. This does require a very specialized target. You have three targets, one essentially at the belly, one essentially at the chest, and one at the head that are all different sizes. Your belly one is a larger target. It's about 8 inches, and then you drop to about 6, and then you drop to about 3 inch. This is a great drill that can be modified really any way you want. You can do this at a standard range, the way that it's traditionally set, that you do 3 shots to the large, 3 shots to the middle, and then 3 shots to the small target for 9 shots total. And then you can time yourself to see how fast you are. You can check your overall accuracy on this. This is a great drill to do with a pistol or with a rifle. You can also modify this in other ways, depending on where you're doing your training at. Obviously, here at OVR, we can kind of do whatever we want within reason. And so that being said, you can go from holster draw or concealed holster draw so that you can get used to firing multiple shots to make sure a target goes down. You can also incorporate reloads into this so that you can even make it an advanced one by drawing from holster, doing a reload, shooting the middle target 3 times, doing another reload, shooting the smaller head target. You can incorporate the rifle. You can do it all with the rifle, or you can actually do it where you start with the rifle on the head shot, 3 shots, transition to your pistol for the middle shots with your pistol, and then reload and hit the bigger target with your pistol 3 more shots after your reload. You really want to get fancy on this, you can really go the opposite direction, meaning that you'll actually start from a low ready with your pistol. Fire your 3 shots at your larger target, reload your pistol, fire 3 shots at the middle target, then holster your pistol, grab your rifle, and engage the smaller headshot with your rifle with 3 shots. Is this really something you're going to need to do? Probably not, but again, it's a great way to practice working on holstering your weapon. One of the issues people run into with trying to holster weapons is, and I'm going to pull mine out again, this is our laser pistol, is they want to do this where they look down and watch the pistol go into the holster. Well, if you do that, and people do that the same way on drawing from the holster too, is they look down. You want to keep your eyes down range. You want to be able to watch and see not just what threats are there, but what other innocent targets could be there, because one of the golden rules, you want to know what's behind the target you're shooting. So if you turn your head at all to look down, when you look back up, that picture could be very different now. So, not only drawing from holster without looking, you want to be able to put it back in the holster without looking. Now with this throttle control vertical, I did this drill pretty cold coming in. I did do 1 warm-up round just to make sure the sights were zeroed in on the pistol and everything, so I haven't shot in quite a while now. And that being said, looking at it, all 9 shots I got off at about 4.49 seconds. And when you look at my larger target, there's a little bit of a bigger grouping because I rushed on the bigger target because it's a big target to hit on that 8-inch circle. And so I wasn't necessarily worried about getting dead center on that. I just needed to get in that circle. As I went to the smaller 6-inch circle, then my grouping got a little bit tighter. It had to because it's a smaller target. And then as you look at my headshots, I don't know that I can really get that grouping much better or that I can get that accuracy much better. Now, there's always room for improvement. And we can put those even closer and speed that up. So there are ways to improve that. But overall, I thought this was a great round that I did. And sometimes you just get lucky and it was just a good round that we happen to be filming that. The other thing we can do, as always here at OVR, is we can look at each of the shots. So looking down at my transition, my first 3 shots I got off at about 2.2 seconds. And you're looking at between my first and my second shot, not really sure why, but I had about a 0.3 of a second split versus just under that for my next shots. But when you go all the way down and you look at my 7th, 8th, 9th shots, now you start to see that speed slow down from my 6th or my 3rd shot into the middle target into the headshot. It took me just over a half a second to zero in on that small target. But I was still able to get those shots off in about 3/10 of a second between to get all 3 shots onto the head. So with all that said, as always, OVR is here for you. I want you to come in. I want you to work on these drills in the ways that you want to work on them. Like I said, pistol, rifle to pistol transition, reload, holster draw. All those things can be done with this one drill, this one target, just modified on what you're using. And it can go from a beginner all the way up to an advanced drill.